Hello, I'm Corelli, and this is episode 385 of my Cat Vibe series. And today we're painting another horse. It's the continuation of the same horse series. Equinety, it is called. This painting specifically is called Closer and Closer. So this time I am up to a more challenging task because this time I have a rider on horseback, and I'm still trying to be loose, but this painting turned out to be more challenging somehow. Maybe it's because of the angle. Maybe it's because I kind of screwed up the proportions in the very beginning, and then I had to continuously just correct myself as I moved forward, and I just miscalculated a couple of things, and I think I was too hesitant. And I think looking forward, I'm just going to be more resolute. I'm getting a hang of this, but sometimes it happens. You kind of block something in, and then you realize that it doesn't exactly sit where you want it. The position is a little off. And then you start to change the proportions, and then something ends up screwed up a little bit, or not a little bit. And it happens. But one of my go-to methods of loosening up the tension, the mental tension, the mental load of dealing with this is switching from the subject to the background. And then when I'm ready, switching back to the subject. And trying not to get hyper-focused only on one area of the painting, but trying to pull the whole painting simultaneously. And using a rag. And because I like to use a rag, because I like to wipe out a little portion or to scratch through some wet oil paint, I think it allows more flexibility, and it allows to have a more relaxed kind of flow. And in this regard, I think oil painting is so much easier than watercolors, frankly, because you can change things, and you can paint over things, actually. If something is royally screwed up, really, you can paint over things and you're going to be fine. I'm using a rag actively because in the beginning, when I was just getting started here, it seemed that everything is in its right place. Then I realized that it's not exactly in the right place and that there is a little bit of something is off. And I had to make adjustments. The shoulders of this guy were too high. And the background was kind of too dull, so I needed to do something about it. I mean the sky. And it's a sunny morning after all, so as I'm going, I'm constantly adjusting the color scheme a little bit and making sure that different elements of the painting, that they're congruent within the context of the whole painting, not just, a local area. Everything should sit in the mix. I messed up a couple of things, but I think overall it turned out pretty well. It was pretty enjoyable. It took me a little longer than I thought it would. But, I have to say that I like this kind of painting a lot more than strict realism. I don't really, the longer I paint, the more I realize that I don't really like strict realism. I prefer something like this. Something more expressive and something that goes with the feel of where things should be and how they should interact. That's a lot more up my alley, I guess. So that's the finished painting. Thank you very much for being with me, and until next time, ciao.